Hello, well, welcome to London Gatwick, and it's very quiet here. Well, that's because it's gone 11 o'clock at night. I'm actually flying out of Gatwick tomorrow morning, so it's the night before the morning after London Gatwick. I'm flying on British Airways on the BA flight to Las Vegas, 777-200. It's the last time, though, BA will be flying out of Gatwick to Vegas, certainly for the foreseeable future. They're stopping the flight, no plans to reinstate it. I'm on the very last flight at the end of the summer season in 2025. So looking forward to the BA experience out of Gatwick. I'll be checking in here in the morning, but I thought I'd film it now. It's very quiet. Don't want to be filming lots of people. And I'll be heading through security, enjoying the business class lounge. I can't use the first class lounge anymore because I don't have enough credit to take all my family, but I'll be joining the 777 across the Atlantic, flying in the Club World cabin with the old club class seats. So if you fancy a 777 flight out of Gatwick to Vegas for the last time ever, probably for a very long time, join me on this video.
Traveling the world on planes, trains, trams, and more. Join Mark Hopwood as he shows you some of the great journeys he's made. Let's travel to a whole variety of destinations. Remember to drop your comment below, like and subscribe, turn on the notification button, and never miss a video.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Mark's Trains, Planes and Trams. Today's video, I think, slightly historic one, with it being that last British Airways flight from Gatwick to Vegas. Here we are, check-in on October the 25th. That's the first class check-in that I was able to use with my gold card. Check-in, quite busy, but not overly so. And I was then able to continue through the South Terminal, which is where British Airways now operate all its flights at London Gatwick Airport, and up the escalators towards the security channels and then through into the departure lounge, looking out over the check-in desks. Now, the occasion perhaps special, with it being the last BA flight to Vegas from Gatwick. The product itself not particularly special, as we'll see. My check-in reception wasn't the warmest welcome I've seen. Staff a little bit grumpy, but as I headed through to security, there's the fast track, which worked absolutely fine. Got me through into the terminal. Good variety of shops. Quite busy in the terminal, but I was not shopping, heading straight to those lounges. In the past, gold status for all of us in the family got us to the first class lounge, but not this time, as we've become victims of the British Airways changes. But surprisingly, perhaps not a huge loss. The business class lounge that British Airways provide at London's Gatwick Airport, right next to the first class lounge, the same entrance here. Head through the corridors, follow the signs to the lifts, and then you go up, as you can see there, to level 5 for the lounge. And there's the entrance, and the business class lounge is here. Pleasant surprise. I'd struggled to really call it a downgrade from the first lounge, and I think British Airways have done a pretty decent job. You can even go up these stairs to a small additional area. In fact, let's go up and have a little look around. There's no one up here, which is slightly odd. Bit of a focus on beer and the real ales. Balcony looking over the lounge, and in fact views of the apron. And there we are. So early in the morning, not so many people there. The Brewdog signage and branding maybe gets a little bit busier later on. And down in the lounge, quite a lot of space. You can see breakfast being served, a good variety of breakfast, and they swapped, I think, just after 11 o'clock over to a lunch buffet. You can see quite a few empty seats, empty chairs, spare tables, places to work and that's despite there being quite a few long-haul flights out of Gatwick this morning, as well as, of course, a continuous stream of the short-haul flights. So not packed, but not quite, a middle ground that worked pretty well, and soon it was time to head to the gate there, gate 21 for the BA 2277. Boarding pretty straightforward. We queued up a little bit because we got there after they'd started boarding onto the aircraft. So London Gatwick to Las Vegas. This is the BA 2277 flying for the last time as British Airways gets rid of its Gatwick Vegas flights. Who knows what the future will hold, but no plans for any more right now. And we're flying to Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas, Nevada. Transatlantic. And let's run through key facts then. Back on the 25th of October 2025, that was the last day of the summer timetable for British Airways. It's a 777-236ER with two Rolls-Royce Trent 895 engines. Golf Yankee Mike Alpha, the aircraft first flown in 1999. That makes it 26 years old. Flying time 10 hours and 27 minutes across 5,253 miles. I was lucky enough to be in club class 3J for Juliet was the seat that I was in, and these aircraft one of 12 Gatwick based Rolls-Royce or GE powered. There's 6 of each 777-236s. The Rolls-Royce versions, which have the registration starting Yankee Mike, have no first class, 32 Old Club World seats, 48 World Traveller Plus or Premium Economy seats, and 252 World Traveller or Economy seats. This aircraft flying not quite as far as the range allows, but almost to the maximum range. They can fly over 6,000 miles. The engines, 2 of those, of course, 95,000 pounds of thrust on takeoff, and you'll find these aircraft across a range of long haul routes. That's the seating layout inside the aircraft. Quite a lot of economy seats, 2 full cabins, but I was in the forward cabin, of course. There I am in seat 3, Juliet, amongst the 32 club class seats. So the departure from Gatwick is a Nova 1 Mike departure, runway 26 left. That's the standard instrument departure. You can see the routing takes us out of Gatwick, but heading southwest and quite a southerly route over Southampton. And the reason, of course, for that is these departures would interfere with Heathrow arrivals and departures if they took the most direct routing. So steering clear of those. That's an overview of this flight, the BA 2277 to Vegas.
Crew also followed by the blue updated VA 227. That's our first feeling for from me. We are just about to close final door. Should have you underway in the next few weeks or a day. For an introduction for you, with me for the day and in command of the aircraft is Captain David Sprout. There were 3 pilots up here today, including the first officer and Stuart Baxon. Got 10 crew in the cabins, being led by your 2 cabin crew, Amanda Loki. That is now the final door closed. We'll start negotiating with air traffic control. Hope you have the other way in the next 5 minutes. What to do is start moving, probably around about 20 minutes before we get to departure and the runway here in Gatwick. Take off in a westerly direction, heading over toward the Dorset Ghost Island, North Devon, southern part of Ireland, and then above Atlantic towards Greenland, and then down. Flight time, 10 hours and 35 Our second point, 2 hours less Cherry 2 flight is used already, so once we get a bit higher up, we'll switch the seatbelt, flying off, and landing to cabin. I would do recommend remaining seats, the seatbelts light, fast, in case you count any of it. But, you do have to put the seatbelt sign on against any reason after turning to the seat, and dive it up. And the day, flight time 10 hours 35. Once we're about 40 minutes out from landing into Vegas, doing an updated arrival time, the latest weather. But for now, leave Erika and the gun crew.
Onto our aircraft then, 777-236 36. Yankee Mike Mike Alpha, 26 years old as I've said, and it does show it. A cabin that's functional but definitely dated. Pushback and then taxi was smooth, the crew friendly enough. We headed out to runway 26 left at London Gatwick. Takeoff from Gatwick, pretty uneventful, although the crew didn't allow me to film with my camera affixed to the window, which many YouTubers do. So not having a window seat, my daughter was in charge of filming. She's done a pretty good job as we taxied round and lined up on the runway ready for our departure, and flight time just under 11 hours. Let's get ourselves ready for that takeoff here from Gatwick on runway 26 left with a fully loaded 777-200, full tanks of fuel, heading off to Las Vegas, Nevada. Up and away, and time just to have a quick look around the aircraft. Here's some footage of the old Club World seat, the seating arrangement. The seats are not bad actually, it's just not great how they are arranged if you're flying on your own. But if you're flying in a group, this can work quite well, this layout in the yin-yang configuration. In the middle of the aircraft cabin, that is the divider between the two seats. You can see the footstool that folds down becomes part of the bed. The obligatory wet towel that's handed out. And here's the menu, and you can see here the choice of food and drink for the flight. So do pause the video, rewind a bit, have a look at the menu to see what there is. And I was hoping to get a chance to have one of these amenity bags, but British Airways launched them for Gatwick flights only, long haul, but the day after we flew. So that was just a little bit disappointing that I missed out on those. But there's some footage from the press release just to give you a feel for what I could have had I flown a day later, which of course I couldn't do because the flight stopped flying on the day I was on it. So heading out just over the coast to Southern Ireland, my cocktail, my nuts that arrive in their plastic bag, so no particular glamour from British Airways, the in-flight screen. My daughter had her food, and soon my food arrived as well. And there we go, there's my tray. Again, British Airways, everything arrives on one tray with the main course then added later. That was the trout, the fish starter. Quite enjoyed that with a bread roll, a little bit of salad, and my red wine ready for my main course, rather than me being offered a wine that fits better with the trout. That's probably just a little bit too sophisticated for Club World. There I am eating a rather small little salad. Excuse me, it's a bit rude, isn't it, to eat on my travel videos. Now, I think overall the British Airways service in Club is not bad. My daughter had pasta, and then there's my lamb, the main course, which I had, which was the lamb with the Swede mash, my red wine. Quite enjoyed the food. The presentation is always just a bit off, I think, with BA. They stick the stuff in the oven and then just parade it down to you there's none of the Qatar focus on service. And then you saw my cheese and biscuits. Nice views out of the aircraft on a daytime flight, quite close to the engines on our seats here. And then later on in the flight, that was my light meal. Not so light actually, pretty good for British Airways to do a full second meal service. And I didn't sleep, I watched a little bit of in-flight entertainment, I chilled out, I did some reading, had a little wander around the aircraft. Pretty busy flight. Las Vegas, of course, continues to be a popular destination. The Club World seat was really innovative for British Airways in years gone by, but I have to say in 2025 it does feel tired and the design is clunky. It does go flat for sleeping, but it's nowhere near the standard of many of the newer business class seats. And of course those aircraft probably another 3 or 4 years still to fly before the 787-10s are delivered from Boeing that will replace them and that will arrive at Gatwick at some point in the future. Desert views, mountain views as we approach Las Vegas, quite spectacular. A smooth landing was undertaken at Harry Reid International Airport, and I was quite lucky actually that this flight featured on one of the Las Vegas based YouTube channels, so we can have a look at my aircraft, Yankee Mike Alpha, on approach to the airport at Harry Reid in Las Vegas.
American 1831 Las Vegas Star was 1805, runway 26 left for land. Clear to land, 26 left. Sorry, 1971. What's he coming up on chance for the visual 26 left? 1971 Las Vegas Star was 1806, runway 26 left for land. Runway 26 left, yeah, 1971. Heavy, cross runway 26 right, and then contact ground on 1. Cross 26 right and call the ground on point 1, speed bird 2270. Thanks.
Well, here I am, Las Vegas. We've arrived on that British Airways 777, the last 777 from Gatwick to Las Vegas. Overall, it was not a bad flight actually. The cabin crew a little bit quiet, lacked a bit of character. The food quality pretty good on the whole, so I enjoyed that. The old Club World seat works well if you're travelling like I was with a family of 4 and you've got the 4 seats together. Not so great on your own, but those old Club World seats out of Gatwick have got, well, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe 5 years left in use, so you'll be seeing them and maybe using them for some time to come. Well, I'm going to have a look around Las Vegas, enjoy myself, and I'll see you on another video here on Mark's Trains, Planes and Trams very soon.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and click the notification button so you don't miss any of the great trips Mark has coming your way on this YouTube channel.